everyone. Welcome back to Orchestrated Rams with Ian on the LA Rams Up podcast network. Today we'll be breaking down Rams versus Vikings week number 8, Thursday night football. And what a game this was. I was there in person. Rams Nation showed up, was loud, engaged, and definitely had a great home field advantage to help our players, to help the Rams players and coaches secure a victory on prime time. Today we'll be breaking down the most impactful plays of the game, offense and defense, and man, there was a lot to enjoy. So, with that said, let's get into it. On this first impactful play of the game, second quarter, 10 minutes, 11 seconds left. Second and goal situation for the Rams, who are down 7-14 at this point, but they're in the red zone trying to punch it in for a touchdown, and they decide to pass the ball here. So we'll start at the bottom. Colby Parkinson, who is the tight end, who is flexed out like a receiver at the bottom, he'll be running a corner route. You'll have Cooper Kupp, who's at the top of the screen or right of the field. He'll get a motion across to the opposite side here with Colby, and once he gets to the slot area, he'll be running a post, which the motion is to help the quarterback of the offense as a whole see if somebody follows Kupp on the motion. Is it man coverage? Probably. If nobody follows him, then it's more than likely zone coverage. So that's what that motion is doing for Stafford in the offense. Williams, the running back in the backfield, will be running a little check down swing route if nobody else is open downfield. Nakua, who's back from injury unexpectedly, is going to be running a short little stop or comeback route. And then Demarcus Robinson, who's currently in the slot at the top of the screen there, or the right of the field, will be running a deeper in or dig route into the end zone there. So that's what's happening offensively. Now, defensively, I believe the Vikings are running cover 6 out of their nickel package. And the nickel package means there's 5 defensive backs on the field. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then everyone else being D linemen and linebackers. So cover 6 is a type of quarters coverage where 2 defenders are splitting up one half of the field, and then another defender is guarding the entire other half. So Harrison Smith has one entire half, this other safety has a quarter of that half, and then this defensive back there has a quarter of the other half, with everyone else covering underneath. All right, and including this defender there, he'll be dropping into coverage. So what ends up happening, we'll let this thing go for a sec. So there's a motion. And then right here, immediately, you see Rams O-line got bullied, and pressure is immediately going to be hitting Stafford with Grenard and others rushing the quarterback. So we'll let this thing go a little bit more. Should have had a sack right there, but Stafford's able to evade. And then I'll let it go even a little bit more here. Should have had a sack right there. But the 36-year-old quarterback, Matthew Stafford, has enough athleticism left in the tank to be able to scoot under both sacks. And what ends up happening is you see Stephon Gilmore just kind of start to slow play it and say, oh, my guy's got home to the quarterback. And he just loses complete sight of Cooper Kupp, who's now in a scramble drill situation. Just going to try to get open and get this pass completed. So we'll let it go even a little bit more here. And again, real quick, we'll highlight, because Gilmore stopped, running with Kupp there, thought that his friends up front got the sack. Cooper Kupp pretty dang wide open there in the back of the end zone. And Stafford throws a nice laser beam to Kupp, and what a great touchdown that was. So we'll start from the beginning here again. Missed sacks, Stafford athletic, and in zone coverage, guys got lost on the scramble drill. And what an impactful play this was. On the second impactful play of the game, third quarter now, 6 minutes, 28 seconds, third and goal situation for the Vikings offense, as the ball game is currently tied at 14-14, and it seems like neither team's defense is getting any type of stops. what the opposing offense is at this point in the game. But what do the Vikings decide to do here on this third down? Well, they're going to throw the ball, and we'll start at the very bottom. So wide receiver Jordan Addison will be running a little stop route right at the goal line, or a comeback route. You're going to see this tight end here going to be running kind of like a delayed seam route, but obviously they're not exactly on the seams, as he's trying to get defenders to run into each other to open up Jordan Addison at the goal line real quick. Then you'll have Aaron Jones, the running back, running to the flats short. And then you'll have Justin Jefferson, I believe, doing another version of the seam route where he's kind of going to give a little shimmy shake to get himself open and then run to the back of the end zone there. So kind of like a delayed seam route, if that makes sense. And then we're going to have a little delayed in route up top there. So a very interesting play call again. Trying to get Jefferson one-on-one to the DB, and maybe he jukes him out. And then trying to get Addison open with the tight end, kind of luring defenders into each other to get them open there. So defensively, what are the Rams doing here? I believe they're running combo coverage. And combo coverage meaning one side of the field is running one type of pass coverage, and then the other side is running a different type of pass coverage. So what I believe they're doing here is at the top of the screen, or the right of the field, they're running man-to-man. So it'll be man here, and then you have man double, or you're double covering Jefferson, which is a good idea against one of the best receivers in the National Football League. So that's what that side is doing. And then the other side, I believe, is running cover 6, which is combo coverage, which normally would be two defenders guarding one side of the field deep and one being the other. But the two here is this defender will cover deep there, he will cover deep there, and then everyone else will be underneath. So combo coverage, man on one side, cover 6 on the other. So let's let this thing go and see what happens. So you see here immediately Darnold looking to his left. You see everyone playing man at the top of the screen or the right of the field. And truthfully, if Sam Darnold didn't bail on looking to his left so fast, he would have had Jordan Addison pretty dang open there on the stop if he would have just immediately threw it in there. Now, would Darius Williams have been able to get a hand on it? Maybe. But more than likely, Addison, who is a good receiver, he would catch that thing and it would be a touchdown. But because you always got to give a look over to one of the best receivers in the NFL, Sam Darnold starts his vision back to Jefferson, who ends up tripping on the turf and can't run his full route at full speed. We'll let this thing go a little bit more here. So there you go. You see the little trip. And he was not, pass interfered or held. He just got tripped up in the turf, and Darnold still decided to rifle it in there to maybe give him a chance. But again, I know Addison looks really wide open there, but he was open immediately if Darnold would have just rifled it in there from the start of the play. But he chose, again, to try to give one of the best receivers in the game a chance, but wasn't the right decision, and he really wasn't going to be open even if he did not trip there. So great stop there by the Rams defense, being opportunistic, but there's no doubt about it. If Darnold would have rifled it into Addison immediately on the stopper of the goal line, would have been a touchdown. So what an impactful play it was to not see that by Darnold, and the Rams defense got away with it there from not giving up a touchdown. On this third impactful play of the game, still third quarter, 2 minutes, 40 seconds left, 2nd and 8 situation. The Rams are down 14-17 at this point, as they are getting a nice drive going and are trying to tie this thing up or take the lead. On this play, they decide to pass the ball, and we'll start with the running back. So Williams will have another little check down swing. Colby Parkinson, the tight end, will have a corner route deep, and then you'll see Tyler Johnson, who's in the slot here with the pink cleats. He's going to get a motion across to help see if it's man, if somebody follows him, zone if nobody does. And once he gets to his spot, he'll have a little stop or comeback route. And then you'll see Cooper Kupp. He'll have like a shorter in route. And then Demarcus Robinson will have a go route or a streak. So he'll just be jamming up the field there. And that's what they're doing on second down. Now, defensively, I believe the Vikings are playing cover one man. And the one in that means one person is responsible deep, and then pretty much everyone else is in man-to-man coverage. And usually there probably is somebody zone underneath. So here's the one safety up top. He has the entire deep part of the field. And then it'll be man here, man, man. Harrison Smith, man on the tight end. You'll get man here, linebacker or running back. And then you'll have this other defender's zone underneath. But he is keeping an eye on Cooper Kupp. As you know, Cooper Kupp really kills teams underneath and in the short area most times than not. So cover one man there by the Vikings defense. And if we let this thing go here, well, what the heck happens? So with the motion, Stafford sees, oh, it's man-to-man coverage. And he says, all right, Demarcus Robinson, who is the bottom receiver here, he may not have been getting a ton of targets during the first, few weeks or month plus of the season with Cooper Kupp and Nacua being out. But a lot of teams were worried about his one-on-one opportunities and how he could beat corners on fade routes, go routes, contested catches, and that's what Demarcus Robinson really thrives in. So teams were double covering him, two zone, match zone, whatever you want to call it. They were worried about Demarcus Robinson being able to beat people deep and in those contested catches. But now with Cooper Kupp and Nacua back in the flow of things, Demarcus Robinson's getting one-on-one coverage. And Matthew Stafford recognized it immediately with the help of the previous motion that showed that, all right, they're playing man since somebody followed Tyler Johnson. And he just throws a beautiful, beautiful pass on the go route where only Robinson can catch it. And then touchdown Rams. So we'll let this thing go. So you see, he sees it immediately, launches it, and Demarcus Robinson even isn't open truthfully at this moment. But you can see Stafford there. He says, screw it, I'm giving him a chance. And that chance, he did give him. And Demarcus Robinson catches this thing, fights off a hold, and scores a touchdown. What an impactful play this was. And what an impactful play it'll probably continue to be with these looks that Demarcus Robinson is going to get with Cooper Kupp and Nacua back out there and teams worried about them. And he'll get those one-on-one opportunities going forward, I believe. And Matthew Stafford sees it, recognizes it, and just throws a beautiful, beautiful deep pass to D-Rob there. Touchdown Rams. That was pretty impactful. On this fourth impactful play of the game, fourth quarter now, 12 minutes, 57 seconds. Vikings offense is in a 3rd and 4 situation with the Rams currently leading 21-17. And the Vikings decide to pass the ball here. So we'll start at the top. You have Jordan Addison running an in route or dig route, whatever you like to call it. We have the running back in the backfield, Jones, running a wheel route, which is when he starts in the backfield and then jets upfield like a go route, going deep. You'll have this tight end here running to the flats. You'll have Justin Jefferson in the slot. He'll be running like a corner post, so he'll start to run the corner, and then he'll bow back in to the post. And then you'll have this outside receiver here running like a shorter stop or comeback route. That's what the Vikings are doing on offense. Now, defensively, the Rams, I believe, are running cover 4 out of their nickel package. Nickel package meaning there's 5 DBs on the field, and cover 4 meaning 4 people are responsible deep, each taking up a quarter of the deep part of the field. So you'll have one quarter, the other quarter of that half, a quarter of this half, and then you'll have deep a quarter of that half. 1, 2, 3, 4, cover 4 with everyone else underneath and your normal pass rushers trying to get the quarterback there. All right, so zone underneath, and then everyone rushing. So what ends up happening here, we'll let this thing go. So, see ball snapped, everyone dropping into where they need to be. Right, pressure starting to get to Sam Darnold, but Darnold's got good athleticism and he jumps up in the pocket, and truthfully, he really should have taken off, and I think he would have got those 4 yards pretty dang easy. But he decides to throw the ball last minute as everyone's now on a scramble drill setting with the receivers just trying to find an open spot. And then right here, Darnold, instead of running it, decides to throw a laser beam to the receiver in between the 2 defenders and the linebackers there, but he cannot catch the pass. As we let this thing go here more. Boom, right off of his chest. Drops it. You can see the ball right there in the small circle there. And truthfully, if he catches that, I mean, he's more than likely scoring a touchdown there. Not a terrible decision by Sam Darnold to throw that in there, but no doubt about it, if he would have ran, he would have got that first down and the drive would have continued. And if this receiver would have caught the pass, he probably scores a touchdown. But both those things didn't happen, and the Rams escape without giving up a touchdown there or letting the drive continue, and the Vikings had to kick a field goal there. So what an impactful play that was by the Vikings, not able to execute. And really the rush kind of getting Darnold flustered as he had to step up and make a decision, but wasn't the right decision, and luckily Rams benefited from that. That was pretty dang impactful there. On this 5th impactful play of the game, 4th quarter here, 6 minutes, 22 seconds left. Rams are up 21-20 in this 3rd and 4 situation, trying to get a first down, keep the drive going, or score a touchdown. And they decide to throw the ball here. And we'll start at the very bottom. Cooper Kupp's going to have a quick little burst motion, which is going to be a motion that doesn't go to the complete opposite side of the field formation, but a motion that stays on the same side of the field, and then he'll burst upfield. So you get the burst motion, and then he'll run a deeper out route into the end zone. Then you're going to get Puka Nacua running a short little stop or comeback route near where the first down yardsticks are. You're going to have Williams, the running back, running a little check down swing. You're going to get Colby Parkinson having a little block and then release upfield to try to get open late. And then Demarcus Robinson at the very top or at the right side of the field, he'll be running a post corner. So he'll post inside and then he'll whip back out to the corner there, post corner. Now defensively for the Vikings here, they're going to be running cover 3, but only rushing 3, which is pretty unique. So all these people are lined up close to the line of scrimmage right now, getting the calls, set and straight. But in reality, he's going to rush, and he'll rush. And everyone else is going to be dropping into coverage. But cover 3, meaning 3 people are responsible deep. So you'll have this defender responsible deep there. He'll be responsible deep in the middle. And then Harrison Smith, I know, is close to the line of scrimmage here. But then eventually he'll bail back, and he'll be deep up there with, again, underneath there, underneath here, and also underneath there. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people dropping in the coverage and only 3 rushing. So the hope is that maybe you get a good rush and Stafford gets flustered. And on top of that, there are no open areas of the field to throw the football to in this 3rd down situation, which is what the Vikings defense is hoping for here. So we'll let this thing go and see what happens. So play develops, burst motion, ball is snapped, and then you see only 3 people rushing. All right, 1, 2, 3. And the problem here is for the Vikings is that the Rams O-line just does an absolutely fantastic job giving Stafford all the time in the world to diagnose and see where he should throw this football. So, Stafford looks left initially and says, all right, nobody open there. And then he has time to scan the whole field. And on top of that, right here, you see Demarcus Robinson, who was running that post corner route, absolutely gets Harrison Smith to bite on the post portion of that post corner route. So Harrison Smith is going inside like, oh, he's going to run a post, but it's already too late. Stafford knows it as he's getting ready to throw the ball, and Demarcus Robinson is going to be pretty dang wide open there on that post corner route. I mean, Harrison Smith, he just got there when that part of the field was his responsibility. And you guessed it, touchdown Rams. Got him. And when you drop 8 into coverage, your hope is that you have guys that could cover all aspects of the field. But on that scenario right there, Vikings defense and the former All-Pro Harrison Smith just did not do a good job there, and the Rams absolutely made them pay. What an impactful play this was to score a touchdown and be up by 8 points going into the late part of the fourth quarter. Here on this final impactful play of the game in my eyes. Fourth quarter here. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left. 2nd and 8 situation for the Vikings offense here, as the Rams are currently up 28-20, and the Vikings are getting a nice little drive here, trying to get into field goal range to shorten the deficit, or even score a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie this thing up late in the fourth. But on this situation here, they decide to pass the ball, and we'll start at the top. So you're going to get Jordan Addison running an out and up to get open deep. You're going to get this tight end, similar to Parkinson on the other play I showed you, a little block and then release up the field in the seam. You're going to get the running back running to the flats. You're going to have this tight end also running to the flats. And you're going to have Jefferson running a corner post. So he's going to fake to the corner and then run back in on the post. And that's what the Vikings offense is doing on this play. Defensively, the Rams are going to be running combo coverage, as they like to do a ton this season, with one side of the field running one type of coverage and the other running a different set. So it's going to be man on this side and then linebacker man on the tight end. And then everyone else will be running cover 3, meaning 3 people deep. So you're going to get, he'll be deep there, he'll be deep in the middle, and then Darius Williams will be deep on the opposite side, with everyone else dropping into coverage and with the standard 4-man rush. Rush, 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 and rush. All right, so combo coverage. Now, let's let this thing go here and see what happens. So ball is snapped. You see everyone start to drop and follow their guys. And I think the biggest thing immediately that you notice is that the Rams pass rush is starting to get pressure and get home. But simultaneously, if I let this thing go a little bit more, I mean, Darius Williams absolutely gets got on the out and up by Jordan Addison. That's going to be a wide open touchdown, 100%. But like I said, simultaneously, as you can see near the line of scrimmage, I mean, we got 3 Rams defenders rushing after Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold's back is turned to the defense, trying to maybe escape out the pocket and just keep the play alive. But he can't get away, and he gets sacked by Michael Hoyt and Jared Verse. And what a huge play this was to make that quarterback sack there. Because again, Jordan Addison was going to be pretty dang wide open on that out and up, as Darius Williams totally got on that double move there. But luckily, the Rams pass rush was able to beat their men up front and get home to Sam Darnold. But man, oh man, what an impactful play that was. And no doubt about it, if Sam Darnold had an extra second or change of time, he would have hit that thing, and we could be talking about a completely different outcome of this game. But again, great rush by the pass rushers, Fisk, Verse, Hoyt, and Darnold had no time to be able to see Jordan Addison getting wide open. I mean, super impactful. And this was their last chance to get any type of momentum, and Rams went on to win this game 28-20. That turned into 30-20 later in this ball game.